Okay, we're going to do a quick walkabout. This first piece is the left half of the Da Vinci Last Supper, a bit of a guillotine in front of it as we walk through. Next we come to, this is Columbus sailing on top of the image of Rembrandt's corpse, the famous anatomy lesson. As we go on, these larger paintings, and we're going to go to the far side, which is the Che Guevara, the corpse, and a kind of Jesus sort of character lying semi-prone, not quite standing, part of the dead men standing, but more prone, not standing up so much. And it's a version of the dead men standing, the three corpses. Che Guevara, someone I think highly of, actually. Next is Delacroix's horse, in a kind of fascistic, mind you, that's not a fascist symbol necessarily, overview of the paintings, the larger paintings. And if you're looking at these, again, as I've always remarked on these, the surface is everything. When you look at it, it's very sleek, it's very slippery, it's very shiny. You can't see from the front view so much as you can from a side view. You see the roughness in the surface, but it's an anomaly. It's a paradox because the shininess is contrary to the roughness that is also in the surface. So what I've been saying and talking about is the fact that there is nothing like it when you see it. You will not see any kind of painting like this because of the type of surface that I've created. A little jiggling around here. Next is the shadow of the woman walking her dog on the moon. From the picture before, this is her shadow. The woman seeing her shadow and the dog. It's a rather rich coloration. The shadow is, look at the ripples in the side. This is the nighttime Napoleon. It wasn't Ong, it's a David portrait. David painted Napoleon, and in a rather pornographic scene. And this is a peculiar sort of still life with wheels on it. Who the heck knows what that is? So there's a quick walkabout on the paintings that I'm presenting in this little synopsis. This is a presentation of a few of my larger paintings. My name is Thomas Ackerman. I am presenting these paintings to you. This is a series of paintings that are probably in the 7 foot by 8 foot range, almost 7.5 feet, something like that, 7 by 7.5, of a larger format, somewhat larger format. And what I would like to impress on you is there is obviously the consistency within the work that I'm doing is the surface of the painting. And as you have previously seen, the close-ups of what it is that I am working with in terms of the surface, this is crucial. This is so important in my work. As I have commented on other presentations I have made, what is in the art history, in our becoming, in our raising of consciousness, we will notice that in all of art, the artists that we consider to be masters, Goya, Velázquez, Pollock, to some extent even Picasso, although I don't think Picasso fits into my philosophy in that sense, but the surface is absolutely crucial. When you look at a Helen Frankenthaler, the fact that she poured paint on the surface of the canvas, stained the canvas, stained the paint into the canvas. In other words, there was no longer a surface in the traditional sense. The paint was part of the weave, the weave of the canvas. It was part of the coloration of the canvas. And in no sense like a rug was weaved. No, this was beyond the idea of a rug or decoration. This is inside the fabric. Now, I have taken this concept and this idea of inside the fabric as something that is crucial to my own development and understanding, that surface, luminosity, that which comes off the surface of a painting is primarily the impact in a painting. So when we look at a Pollock, we say to ourselves, well, so what? Anybody can make a drip on a painting. Well, it's not the drip on a painting. It's someone who had the ability to see that energy is what comes off a painting. So Pollock references Rembrandt. Pollock references Giotto, Giambui. We're going back to the cave times, Altamira. The energy that comes off when you see that hand on the wall of Altamira, that this ancient, this very old, 10, 20,000 years old imprint on the edge of our consciousness is made on a cave wall. The idea of surface and energy, and this is what my paintings are about. Of course, as I've said before, I love a good story. As you can see, I include art history. As you can see, I include the famous, the incredible painting of Adam, the Michelangelo image of Adam receiving the spark, the energy from God. And of course, I have developed other things. This is an image of Napoleon Ong, one of another historical references. And if you go through my paintings, and there are at times I deviate from the historical references. Here's a woman walking her dog on the moon. So the idea is that, yes, the story is very important. But what is more important is the energy and the luminosity that escapes the event horizon of my work. I like that, the event horizon of the surface of my paintings, which exhibit, display a luminosity unlike anything else that has ever been produced. Because the method which I employ comes out of 30 years of discovery of finding a medium that I use with my oil paints to be able to produce this type of surface. And it's a question of time before people come to recognize that what it is that they're looking at is of, in an epic sense, a primordial nature. I am going back to the caves of Lascaux. I am going back to the Venus of Willendorf, the original human beings that exemplified consciousness for their time. This is what my work is about, to actually raise this level of consciousness to an awareness, like so many other artists in our history, in our present, are attempting and successfully doing. Now, I don't believe there is, that I'm aware of, a great deal of work that is actually dealing with this level of consciousness and raising our awareness to the energy that is involved in making a work. A lot of it is dealing with vulgarities and decorations, and I'm not interested in decorations, or I'm not interested in making an impact with something that shocks people. The shocking of the new, Robert Hughes. I am not interested in shocking, like Rauschenberg was interested in shocking people, the tire around the goat. This is not what I'm interested in. Although we had to do it. Somebody had to do it, I guess. But this is not the kind of work I'm interested in. I work within a tradition of the masters, people that have used this medium called oil paint, and I am bringing something to the table that has never been done with this medium, which includes everything that has gone before and exalts what this medium can do in the 21st century. That is my work.